Ladies and gentlemen, here at CCBC Essex, we embody the spirit of sportsmanship because an important component of being a student athlete. We ask you to please refrain from being super fan and allow all spectators to be positive and cheering for their favorite team.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the castle at CCBC Essex. Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth once again, and it is day 2 of our Christmas weekend basketball extravaganza. Kicking us off here in game number 1 is the Howard Community College Dragons taking on the number 13th ranked Harcum College Bears. Bears came into this weekend 10-3 overall, improved to 11-3 after an upset victory over the hosting CCBC Essex Knights in the finale of yesterday action. Howard Community College Dragons came into this weekend's action 7-1. They fell to 7-2 as their fourth quarter comeback came just a little bit short yesterday in the opening contest. Dragons in the opening contest once again wearing the black, and the Bears in the home whites. First possession for them. Three in the corner on the first possession, comes up short, and it's one and done. Same on the other side for the Dragons. An issue for the Dragons in their game yesterday was the three-point shot not falling with much regularity. 2 for 19 from downtown during yesterday's matchup against Union. As we got two teams still searching to get the lid off the cookie jar right now. As almost a minute in, still no points on the board. Dragons down low. 2 white jerseys there, and the bank's closed on Sunday so far. Swing around 3 after the offensive rebound. Also no good. Talked about the struggles from downtown for the Dragons. Bears had some struggles from downtown themselves. 4 for 16 in their game against the Knights. But then again, nothing was really going downtown for either of those teams in what ended up being a real rock fight towards the end. It was a great day 1 of basketball. Day 2 lined up for more of the same. Dragons 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gotta go. Around the pick. Now going the other way. Step back. Misses everything. Put back. Missed that one too. 2 minutes in. We're still scoreless. Touched a couple of hands. Loose ball, and there's no foul call. Just an out of bounds last touch by the Bears. Dragons, another chance to get the first basket of the day. Kyla Smith running the point guard duty once again for the Dragons. Had a gritty day at the office yesterday in game number 1. 4 for 10 from the field, 1 for 3 overall, 11 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. Doing a little bit of everything the point guard was yesterday. Now almost 3 minutes in, still scoreless, and it'll be another empty possession for the Dragons. So we know both defenses came to play. The offense a little sloppy here to start, though. Everybody's still waking up here on this foggy Sunday morning. Not a lot of movement away from the ball right now from the Bears. Fighting for position down low. Big hasn't been rewarded yet. Great ball denial from the Dragons, giving up the advantage down low as the size advantage goes Bears, but they couldn't get the ball into the big. It's a great job of knowing what your opponent wants to do and not letting them do it. Nothing easy here. Now over 3 minutes played in the first quarter. Still playing to a 0-0 game. It's looking a little bit more like hockey right now as we got our first official invite to the block party. Turnaround jumper, bank still closed. And that will be a trip to the line. So no made baskets yet, but a chance for our first point to the game via the freebies at the line. And oh my, that kind of day, that kind of Sunday morning, even the free ones not taking the easy roll. No, that one perfect, and it's now a 1-0 game. It's really starting to look like hockey. Not every day you see a 1-0 start to a game in a basketball game. And the Dragons defense stepping up to the challenge once again. Dropping it off the big, just a little slow to get it. Jump ball, possession arrow pointed in the Dragons' way, so it stays right here. And that was the beginning of something special there. Point guard saw what was developing. Saw the big just a half a second late on the gather. And that's 5 seconds. And half a second late on the pick and roll, half a second late on the inbounds play as well. And that will draw substitution into the game for the Dragons as we're still playing to this 1-0 contest. Moving it around the circle again, cross-court pass. This great ball movement on this possession offensively. Still a 0 on the board for the Bears, though. Bears followed that strong offensive possession with a good defensive stand right here. Nothing coming easy. Into the painted area, throwing a prayer up, and it's going the other way. There was no space to be had there offensively for the Dragons. Bears really pulled up the bootstraps there. We got ourselves the makings of another rock fight. Now 5 minutes in, it's still 1-0. Bears still cannot buy a basket. One and done. Dragons trying to run. Got to get that ball over. And talk about the offensive struggles. They're real, but what matters more is the defensive stands that both of these teams have put together. And that's another 0 put on the board for the Dragons, this time on the turnover from the travel. So almost 6 minutes into the contest, and we do not have a made basket from either one of these teams. Now they're a little hesitant to shoot it. No hesitation that time, and it's the first 3 of the day. First made basket of the day. Bears. Oh, my, and the travel. That was a tough look there as the Bears got beat down the court, but the Dragons hesitated just a little bit. Instead of having their first basket and this game being tied up, now Bears have a chance to go on a run. So about as tough as nice steal. Saw what was coming. Dragons waiting for space. Step back jumper. It's good. Their first made basket. We're tied up. Into the final minutes of the first quarter. Who's going to win this quarter? Who's going to win the quarter may matter a little, but what matters a lot more is who's going to be able to forget this quarter. Who's going to be able to put this slow start behind them and find the offense. Around the corner, tied up, jump ball, good defensive stand. One defender funneling the ball carrier in towards the big. Got the hands on the ball, tied it up. It'll stay tied a little longer. The rock fight will continue. Another possession with solid ball movement here from the Bears. And this time, the Dragons got that offensive call that they've been wanting. The Bears' strategy has been clear offensively, trying to fight for position down low, trying to use that size advantage offensively and defensively. That time, unable to get the ball to the big down low. Got to get that ball over the line, just do. Now they'll get it into the point guard's hand. Just over 2 minutes. Quick hesitation off the high glass for 2. Five, 3. Little ball fake. Trying to thread the needle with the pass. Dragons are running now. Ball fake on the other end leads to an open shot at the base, at the jumper. Let me try that one more time. Leads to an open shot at the foul line. Just couldn't hit it. Got the turnover with the travel. And the action is starting to pick up here. The pace moving a little quicker here in this game as we hit 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Quick trigger on the three, trying to chase down the miss. And my, oh my, it was the Dragons' opportunity to display the good defense on the 2-on-1. Bears drove right into the teeth of the defense. Black jerseys were ready, got their hands all over the ball. And this slow start to the game continues. Bears have moved into a press over the last few possessions. With the scoreboard looking the way it is, you'd think both of these teams would have had more chances for fast break opportunities, but that hasn't been the case. A lot of these possessions are ending with whistles and turnovers. Which is great. You put a 0 on the board defensively, but you don't give your offense a chance to run out in transition. Dragons running that time, running right into the wall of the defense. And so we get a technical foul awarded to Smith, point guard for the Dragons. Depending on where you're sitting, it looks like Christmas came early in the form of that technical foul. All I know from where I'm sitting is and we are back to the action on the court. Moral of the story is it's 5-5 with 25 seconds left in this first quarter. The rock fight will continue. We asked the question minutes ago, who's going to win the quarter? We're going to find out here in a minute. The Bears winning it right now as they put one on the board. And that may be the final shot we see. As the clock's ticking down, the Dragons get a buzzer beater off. And they will not. Little communication breakdown got the ball into the offensive zone, just couldn't get that shot off. So the Bears will take a 2-point lead into quarter number 2. Will one of these offenses find their rhythm in quarter number 2? We talked about who will win the quarter. Well, we know it's the Bears. Now who will forget the quarter? Who will be able to put that slow start behind them and find the rhythm and get things going offensively? Stick around with us for quarter number 2. The offenses are going to get rolling eventually here. Everybody eager to get back to the action on the court. I'm sure we've got two teams on the court now very eager to put that first quarter behind them and get things rolling on the right foot in quarter number 2. We were 4 minutes into the first quarter before we had our first basket. Will that be the same story here in quarter number 2? Bears were one and done on their first possession. Dragons pick up their dribble in a tough spot. Now drive baseline. Oh, one more pass. One more defensive slide, though. The effort on defense continues to be strong for both teams. It was a heads-up pass. Defense just right there in the nick of time. One dribble, one shot, and it's going the other way. Now we see the Dragons go to the press. We saw the Bears move to the full court press. About maybe 3-4 minutes left in the first quarter. Definitely helped them out a little bit, and that was about as clear of a travel as you're going to get. Good job picking up the teammates afterwards, but it's that kind of day at the office. It's been that kind of first half. Remember, fans at home, this is just game 1 of a doubleheader. We've got a great matchup between Union and CCBC Essex finishing off the weekend action. It's a rematch of a game that went to overtime earlier this season. Good ball movement, 3 in the corner, rolling around, and the point guard with the offensive rebound and the flex afterwards. Why not? Strong game there. 7-7 is the score. That's our first basket of the second quarter. Drive baseline and a turnover. No foul committed, so must have stepped on the line. One of the positive takeaways from those defensive stands that we saw in the first quarter is both teams did a really good job of playing defense without fouling, as neither team was even close to the bonus, as we see some great effort on both sides on that transition move. But sometimes the lucky bounce goes your way. The ball rolls into the open hands of the shooter for the easy three. The press continuing to wreak havoc for the Bears. And it's one and done, but another open three. And another opportunity for them to poke the ball away from a ball handler. That time the Dragons miss everything, but the press still costly here. And that's a travel, wave off the basket. And a timeout taken. We'll keep it right here. Not much of a score update for you after the first quarter, but some shooting numbers for you. The Dragons went 2 for 14 shooting the ball in the first quarter. The Bears 2 for 8. The rebound number is the same, though. And that kind of really sums it up. It sums up what the first quarter was. A literal rock fight. But not even 3 minutes into this second quarter, and both teams already shown that they've put that behind them, as both teams have made a basket. Hopefully a sign of things to come. Hopefully a sign of the offense is getting rolling here. Next hurdle here for the Dragons is figuring out this press, as once again the full court press causes the Dragons to run into a turnover. The Bears got a 3-point lead after hitting that three a couple minutes ago. Haven't been able to add to it since then, even though they forced a few turnovers on the defensive side. Still just a 3-point lead here for the Bears. Oh, nice roll to the basket. Couldn't catch it cleanly. 2 white jerseys, 1 black jersey. The black jersey comes out on top. Effort gets you mighty far in life. And that's an offensive foul. Effort being displayed on both sides from the Dragons. They fought through the 2-on-1 offensively for the 2 points. Put the body on the line defensively, earning the charge. They don't give those out for free. Got to earn them. 10-9 the score on the big board. The Bears still in the press. Dragons got into their offensive zone. Looking for position down low. Passing out. 3 in the corner. Great offense. Get it in, kick it out, and that will be a foul. That's probably a smart team foul. Because if Smith doesn't try and get a hand on that ball, then the Bears probably catch it and have a free lane to the hoop, as they just beat the Dragons down the court that time. Little heads-up defensive play there. Get the foul in transition, let your defense set up. Continue this fight. The Dragons have got themselves out in front again. And now they are looking to go on a run here. 12-10 the score on the big board. 6 minutes left in the first half. Substitution checking into the game for, oh my, fumbled the bag in the corner. So we got substitution checking into the game for both teams. Trying to find the teammate down low. Wow, they're going to count the basket. Continuation granted and one opportunity. So that is now 7 unanswered points for the Dragons as the Bears hit a 3 almost right away. Got out to a 10-7 lead. And the Dragons have answered with the game's largest lead of the day. Seven-point run for the Dragons, leading to a 4-point lead. And now some solid defense. And it's a turnover and then a foul committed. Things are getting physical here at the Castle. The rock fight that we saw in the first quarter has continued. Little bit more offense, but it's still a defensive showcase. Double teaming the ball carrier. Not a lot of movement away from the ball. Having to throw it off of a white jersey just to keep possession. Dragons got to regroup here in the half court. Dragons fumble it on the inbounds. And both teams have abandoned the press here in the later stages of this first half. Bears got the first basket of the second quarter pretty early for them, but they've been held in check since then. They got that 3, and it's been nothing for them since then, as it is still a 7-0 run here for the Dragons. Make it 9 as they bounce around the rim after throwing up the floater. 6-point lead. Bears get the play from the coach. Look to move in the half court once again. Trying to find the big down low. Position established. Cannot get the ball to him, though. Once again, great ball denial down low. Trying to go around the pick, step back 3, it's good! Nine-point lead. It is a 12-0 run for the Dragons here in the second quarter. And the Bears will silence them just for a moment. They'll get those 3 points right back. Now the offenses have come alive. Bears go back to the press. They were able to force a few turnovers. They just weren't able to get any baskets after those turnovers. The only points scored by the Bears in this quarter have been from downtown. And now maybe looking to take advantage of that as they put one of their better shooters back in the game. Number 31, Ellie Jansen-Holton. So the Bears putting the pressure on. Very interested to see what the turnover numbers for these two teams are at halftime as we see a little tip action there. Tip drill. Swinging it around. Bears playing with a little bit more confidence after watching that last basket go down. And there's the travel. Shuffled the feet before gathering the ball. You could see that shuffle pass found the big, but just couldn't be caught cleanly. And once again, the Bears going away from the press. They do pick up the ball handler full court, though. And they force the turnover. Oh, they fumble the bag. Fumbled the bunny, and a foul committed defensively. And now some frustration being shown from the coaching staff. Nothing will fire a coach up more than a missed layup like that in transition. It's always tough to miss an opportunity like that. So much tougher when it comes on the other end of a great defensive stand. They fought hard to force that turnover. Couldn't make up any ground offensively. Dragons with possession after the initial call waved off. Pointed one direction, then changed his mind. Zebra Stripes have dealt with a lot here in the first half. Everyone has had a tough first half here today. And hands on back as position established down low by the big. The Dragons not having the same problem as the Bears are, though. They were easily able to get it down to the big on the block. It's going to be a huge part of the second half. Are the Dragons going to be able to continue to play solid defense in the half court and deny that entry pass to the bigs of the Bears? All the Knights fans headed into the game against the Bears last night thought that the size advantage for the Knights was going to be their big ticket to success. It wasn't the case, as really the rebounding numbers were about even throughout most of the contest. And down the late stretches, it was the bigs for the Bears who were making plays with more frequency. So if they can get their bigs rolling here in game number 1 on Sunday, we could have a second half comeback in front of us. Dragons, jump ball, possession arrow, pointed the other way. Put another turnover on the board for one of these two teams as they're starting to pile up on both sides. The defenses have been solid here in game number 1 on Sunday. Spin into the painted area and a travel. Had the defender right there on the hip pocket. Just walked into the painted area, says the referee. Bears looking to cut into the lead. They've got to be aggressive shooting the ball from downtown. And there it is. If you're open, lace it. Yeah, they weren't going down earlier, but maybe they'll start going down now. That's now 3 made three-pointers in this second quarter. All of the made baskets for the Bears have come from downtown. Dragons at one point up by 9. Their lead now just 5, 21-16. Just over a minute to play in the first half. And the Bears have really picked up their energy. Double teaming the ball carrier once again. But once again, the Dragons able to establish position down low. This time they come up empty-handed. They got the position down low and the offensive rebound, but still no basket there. The score and the song remain the same here, 21-16. Dragons are up, but watching the Bears make a late second quarter surge. Bears moving it around, another three, another made basket from downtown. It's 21-19. Now the turnover. Bears are rolling. And a blocking foul. Only the second foul committed by the Dragons. And man, what a job they've done playing good, solid defense without fouling. As the Bears nowhere near the oh my, pickpocket. Missed everything on the jumper though. Bears looking for the buzzer beater. Pocket pass. Oh, what an invite to the block party. And a timeout taken. We'll keep it right here. The Bears will try and draw up a solid play. They'll have 1 second to get a shot off, so they certainly have time for catch and shoot. It's been nothing but three-pointers here in the second quarter for this Bears team. They came in with a score of 7-5 in this quarter, and it has just been 1-3 after another. The only issue was there was a lot of empty possessions in between those threes that have put the Dragons in a position to be holding on to a 2-point lead with 1 second left in the first half. And what an exciting first half it has been. We've had some action everywhere you can find it here in the Castle. It's been an interesting day to say the least. And it's only going to get more interesting here. We had a big invite to the block party sent out a moment ago. How do the Bears regroup? Three in the corner, and they just miss it. Drew up a nice play, just couldn't capitalize on it. And the Bears will be down by 2 headed into the second half. It is a 21-19 score headed into the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break with the two teams. We'll be back after the halftime break. All right, we are back, and the action will be back on the court in just a moment. Second half between the Howard Community College Dragons and the Harcum Bears. Just moments away. The Bears are currently 4-0 against the Dragons dating back to 2019. Though that could all change here in Game 1 on Sunday, as the Dragons currently with a 2-point lead as we start things in the second half. Bears put together a nice little comeback effort in the late stages of the second quarter. Almost got them in front. That almost got them in front as well. Open three in the corner. Little deja vu from the ending of the first half, actually. Start the second half exactly, and that was a wrap-up. And honestly, probably a heads-up foul. If you don't commit that foul right there, then the Bears have an easy opportunity in transition with the advantage. Now the Dragons get a chance to get set defensively in the half court. And a kickball. Another one, draws the whistle, but a heads-up play. Don't give it to him for free. Trying to thread the needle with the pass down low to the big. And it pinballed off a few players. Last touch by a Bear, though, says the referee. And the Bears once again going to the full court press. They forced more than a few turnovers on the press. They just haven't been able to score on those turnovers with enough consistency, though neither team has been able to score with much consistency. Oh my, it's a second blown layup by the Bears. We saw one of those in the first half as well. And the travel. Both teams struggling to get the offense going here to start the third quarter. Bears have blown two open shots, 1-3 in the corner, one easy layup after a steal. Dragons not faring much better, though. It's still 21-19. Dragons still holding on. Another three in the corner. And this one's long as well. One and done. Dragons. Getting the play from the sideline. They got the switch. A solid defensive effort there to start. Here comes the double team. 5 on the shot clock. Gotta go. And the bank's closed on Sunday. Hard work in transition. Lost it at the last second. Dragons regroup and get the easy two. So finally one team has got some scoring done here in this third quarter. Dragons get the lid off the cookie jar. And Smith has got to be careful, point guard of the Dragons. She is playing with a technical foul. And also, that's got to be her third, maybe even fourth foul committed here. Dragons can't afford to lose their point guard. Dragons got a hand on that ball, forced that turnover. Now looking to go on a run here. Oh, good give and go. Second effort. How about a third? That's all you'll get. Bears in transition, and they'll make that one. It's back to a 2-point game, 23-21. It is looking more and more like we are going to come down to whoever has the ball last. One and done offensively that time for the Dragons. Bears looking to try to tie or take the lead. A little bit of a mix-up, loose ball, won by the Bears, and a blocking foul. Second foul committed by the Dragons here in the quarter. One trend that we saw for the Dragons in the first half, that's actually the third foul committed by the Dragons in the quarter, which works with what I was going to say even more. One trend we saw from them in the first half for sure was they did a great job of playing defense consistently without fouling. That has not been the case here so far in the start of this third quarter. Now already flirting with the bonus, which would certainly help the Bears in their case to see the other end of the comeback trail. Howard Community College Dragons came into this Christmas basketball extravaganza with a record of 7-1. They fell just a few minutes short in their second half comeback yesterday against Union. So they dropped to 7-2 after Saturday's loss. Try and improve to 8-2 with a win here on Sunday. The other side of that, the Harcum Bears came into this weekend's play 10-3 on the season, but already with one upset victory over the Knights, and now they've got two upset victories over the defending national champions. Bears pull up, would have been a 2. They'll settle for nothing, though. 23-21, 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Dragons working in the half court. And good find, blown layup, though, on the other side for the Dragons. Bears running in transition, looking to find the 3 again, and the threes have gone cold. They're 0 for 3 from downtown in the quarter. Pull up. What an effort to save the loose ball. An injury timeout. As well as some substitutions checking into the game for the Bears. The action will resume on the court here in a moment with the Dragons at the line. Harmon. Fingerprints were all over the game on Saturday. Big part of the Dragons even having a chance to pull off that second half comeback. Fingerprints on this game as well, but also, if you've been watching her facial expressions throughout the game, clearly playing through some kind of shoulder or arm injury. Was able to fight through it there at the line, and also was able to fight through it for a couple invites to the block party in the first half. She had a big block on a layup attempt in the late stages of the second quarter. Turn. Harmon won't get credit for the block party there, but it was a strong effort defensively. The offense just a little stronger, though. It's a 1-point game. Turning around, and it's one and done. Dragons got to the cup, couldn't finish. Bears rip the 3, and now they're 1 for 4 from downtown. And the Bears in the lead for the first time in a while. They started the second quarter with a 2-point lead. At one point in the second quarter, they were down 9, but now they're in the driver's seat once again. Dragons with the handoff, and the bank is closed on Sunday. Bears, little hezzy. Bank still closed. 2 looks at the basket, no points. The Dragons a chance to stop the Bears' run. Pull-up jumper. Offensive rebound. The putback is no good either. Both teams fighting hard. But the defensive struggle continues, and one opportunity. The Bears' offensive run will continue. It's now a 4-point run, or 4-point lead, with a chance to make it a 5-point lead if they can convert on the 3-point opportunity. Can't hit the and one opportunity. And nice little Euro step. Using the swim move to get around the defender. Rolling around the rim. Can't hit the bottom, though. Score remains the same, 28-24, just over 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. And it's a 1-for-2 trip to the line. And I think just as we predicted in the earlier stages of this third quarter, the foul trouble is playing a factor for the point guard for the Dragons. How does that affect this game with the Bears starting to find their footing offensively? Dragons are going to need somebody else to step up and carry the water. And that will be a trip to the line after the turnover. They had the steal right there at half court and quickly into the offensive zone. The Bears earning an opportunity to add to their lead. Certainly looked nice, but did not get the friendly roll that time. That time, it really didn't look nice. A little missile, but 0 for 2 from the line. And how about another trip to the line, says the Bears. Chase down that offensive rebound. We'll do it again, says the referee. Oh, my. Bears going to the press. Why not? Dragons don't have their point guard out there. And there's a travel. Slid that foot. So after a couple of tough trips to the line for the Bears, they've got a chance to get some baskets in the half court, with the score still remaining 28-25. Bears. They've seen the other end of the comeback trail. Will it stay that way? Can they stay out in front? They just added 2 more to their lead. It's now a 5-point lead. And now the Dragons 1 away from being in the bonus, as that trend is definitely reversed from the first half. These two teams did a great job of playing defense without fouling in the first half. Now, already, both teams in the bonus. Now we got some confusion at the scorer's table. Though if you're wearing a Dragons jersey, you think there's been some confusion for a while. Some frustration really setting in here this afternoon, and can't blame them. When the offense isn't rolling, it's a tough day at the office. You think about how many times these two teams have forced the other one into a turnover or into a bad offensive set only to not get a basket on the other side. You got to stay mentally strong when you're having a game like this, when nothing is going your way offensively. You got to find the silver lining. All right, there is a meeting of the minds at the scorer's table, so we are going to take a break with the two teams. We'll be back when the action returns. 2:24, 30-25. The Bears have come all the way back. Can they stay out in front? Stick around with us and find out. And just like that, everyone's made their dinner reservations for afterwards. We're going to meet here. We're going to watch this game. I'm sure the action is picked up on the turf out there with the NFL Sunday Ticket. So I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for joining us on YouTube for this weekend basketball extravaganza, Christmas basketball extravaganza, I should say. Solid play set up by the Dragons after the little brief timeout, so to speak, as it's now a 2-point game. A 3 in the corner for them will bring a sigh of relief, I'm sure. Here's a good defensive stand. And it's one and done. The Bears had one more pass to make to the shooter out in the corner, but that pass never came. 90 seconds left in the quarter. Dragons to the cup. Bears running in transition. Dragons slow them down for a moment and almost force them into a turnover. And they do! There it is, the walk. Man, I wish I had a counter for how many times we've seen that call here today. These two teams with so many unforced errors today. It's a big reason why we've only had 58 points scored total today. Good hard pick, the roll to the basket, and the bank is finally open here on this Sunday afternoon. We're tied once again. 30-30. Right where we should be headed into the fourth quarter. Tied between these two teams that have been throwing rocks at each other. Oh! What an emphatic invite to the block party. Refreshments are on the bench. 13 seconds left on this possession. Bears Oh, my. Passing up that open shot. And maybe they'll be thinking about that later. Shot clock turned off. Dragons can hold for the final shot. Will they? They will not. Oh! Straight cash, homie! I don't write checks. My goodness! I think that one touched the ceiling. 33-30. And the Dragons are rolling into the fourth quarter. The Bears did so much legwork in that third quarter, only to turn around and still be down going into the fourth. What a game we've got in front of us. You are not going to want to miss this fourth quarter. And this should come as no surprise as we head into the fourth quarter with only 63 points scored between these two teams. We've got 5 players between the two teams, all with close to double-digit scoring. We've got 5 players all with one made basket away from getting into the double digits scoring. But offense has come at a premium here this afternoon. It has been tough to come by for both of these teams. But, of course, a strong fourth quarter performance from one player or one team could change all that, of course, in a blink of an eye. Offensive rebound. Oh, and the second effort, no good. How about the third? There's more of the same, 0 for 3. Bears had a chance to talk strategy in between quarters. What kind of adjustments do they make here in the fourth? They made some strong adjustments during the third quarter. They were able to get out in front at one point, had a 4-point lead. Just were unable to hold on to that lead. 33-30. Still the score on the big board. Both teams have had a possession. No offense yet in the fourth. Long three. Oh, my, it's another one. Back-to-back threes for the Dragons. Bears kick out. They'll get those 3 points right back. Please and thank you. The beginnings of a 3-point party in the fourth quarter. 36-33. Spin. Oh, turn around. We'll work on the finish later. The beginnings of a nice move. More of the same on the other side. The beginnings of a nice move, just couldn't finish. Score remains where it is, 36-33. Dragons caught in a double team and pass out of it. Little hesitation on the shot. Will that come back to hurt him? Running out of time on the shot clock, up and under. They got it right back, but that's a shot clock violation. Oh, nope, it'll be a jump ball, they say. Possession arrow was pointed in that direction anyway, so it's going to be Bears ball regardless. A slight hesitation on that open three did come back to hurt him. (36-33). 7 minutes and 39 seconds left in this fourth quarter. The Bears came into this contest against Howard currently 4-0 as a program against the Dragons, going back to 2019. Though looking over the scores, they've all been relatively close games outside of this year when the Bears beat the Dragons by 13 earlier this season. Or earlier this year, I should say. Actually, looking at that date, 1/14/23, that must have been last year. Or last season, I should say. And the action back to the court. And we will restart things as the shot clock did not properly start. It's a very impassioned speech from the head coach for the Bears. It's got to start defensively. Need to string together some stops and some smart offensive possessions. And the Bears will find themselves right back in the position they were about midway through the third quarter. Them in the driver's seat. The Dragons have had all the answers to the test so far. Will that continue to be the case? Kick out, no hesitation on that three attempt, and we are tied once again. No full court press, but picking the man up full court. And the foul committed. So possession stays here with the Bears. Or excuse me, possession stays here with the Dragons. The Bears marking their defender up, marking their territory, trying to pick up their counterpart full court. The press really stopped working as the Dragons were passing through it. Now, let's pick up the ball carrier full court. Make them work all the way into the offensive zone. We saw it that time. The Dragons got into the offensive zone, but they did it at a rate of speed where they were going a little bit too fast, and they drove right into a turnover. Tie game, Bears. Chance to get out in front once again. And remember, fans, we've got another great matchup in game number 2 as it's back-to-back threes for the Bears, really from the same spot. Though that one, a great closeout defensively, though it mattered very little. Blocking foul. And that is the second foul committed by this Bears team. So almost 4 minutes into the fourth quarter, the Bears committed 2 fouls already. Dragons, no fouls for them. You got to imagine the foul line's going to come into a play at some point in the later stages of this game. Hanging up there amongst the trees and finishing for 2. It is 41-36. 5-point lead for the Bears. Got into the offensive zone. And there's the trap. And there's the foul. Number 3 committed in the corner. So already flirting with that bonus. And with the offense struggling in the early stages of this quarter, like the Dragons, a trip into the bonus could be just what the doctor ordered. They're struggling getting the ball into their offensive zone with control and time to do something. Some trips to the foul line could be the remedy they need. Pass down low, intercepted. Bears running once again. It's an even break. No one stops ball. Oh my, and a timeout taken. Everyone worried about who they were going to guard. Nobody guarded the ball carrier. 43-36, the Bears have come alive after the Lombardi-type speech from the coach during the last break. Do the Dragons have a Lombardi speech in them? There it is. I didn't hear much of what the coaching staff for the Dragons had to say during that timeout, but I did hear 1-2-3 defense, and just like the Bears, their run a moment ago started on defense. The Dragons, their run, if they're going to want to get back into this one and get back in the driver's seat, it needs to start on defense. They need to string together defensive stands, defensive stops with smart offensive possessions, and oh my, not the way they wanted to start it after the timeout. Bears, chance to continue a run. It's 8 unanswered points for the Bears in this quarter and on this run after the impassioned speech from the head coach of the Bears. Harcum Bears trying to make it 2-0 on this Christmas extravaganza from the Castle. Oh, good pass down low, tied up, and what a steal. Pickpocket. Welcome to Baltimore. Crab cakes in defense. And the bag fumbled and kicked away on the other side. My, oh my, tough break once again. 43-36 the score. Still is. Under 5 to play, 3 in the corner. Great passing. Offensive rebound, one more. How about a day? Effort gets you mighty far in life. And the Bears are displaying a lot of effort in the late stages of the fourth quarter. And that is a fourth foul committed by this Bears defense. So now, once again, you got to bring up the fact that they're coming up on the bonus. Smith around to pick, into the painted area, working hard, getting the friendly roll. Bears working the ball into that offensive set through the passing. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Another three in the corner, and they're still not falling for the Bears. (38-45). And that's a push-off offensive foul. Into the offensive zone, the Bears holding on to the lead here, 45-38, just over 3 minutes to play. Into the painted area, and could not put the brakes on in time. Running out of time anyway, but the travel called, 45-38. Dragons need to be almost perfect here from here on out. And that will be a foul against the Dragons. They got 2 looks at it there. Missed out on both of those chances to cut into the lead. And there's still time left in this one, but with the offense looking the way it is for the Dragons, it's hard to think that they're going to see the other end of this comeback trail. Offense come at such a premium, but there is a gift. Another unforced error. Another travel. Dragons into the offensive zone. Oh, spinning around into the painted area for 2. It's back to a 5-point game. 45-40. Putting behind the frustrations. Oh, offensive glass. Oh, and a big block, but it stays here. No one said it was going to be easy, and both teams are fighting hard to secure the W here in game number 1. Pull-up jumper, no good. They got 2 looks at it, couldn't get a basket. Dragons lost it, get it back, and it's going the other way. My, oh my. Pie oh my, as Tony Soprano would say. has really been that kind of day for both teams. Only difference is the Bears have made just enough plays to get out in front, just enough plays to hold on to a 5-point lead. Both teams have struggled. Both teams have had their runs of sloppy play. Both teams have missed shots they feel like they probably should have made. Like that one right there, I'm sure. The rock fight continues. Under 90 seconds to play. Dragons need a stop. Bears looking for a dagger. Oh, what a block! And what a time for that block! And there's the 2 points. It's now a 3-point game. What an invite to the block party sent out by Harmon. What a huge time for a defensive stand. Do the Dragons have another one? And they missed the layup. They're going the other way. Bears. Oh my, silly foul. And the X thrown up. Will it be a tech? Calling a flagrant, I believe, on that, and I don't get paid to talk about the refs, but what a time to make that kind of call. 45-42. 46-42. (47-42). They make the most of their trip to the line. NFL head coach Jimmy Johnson once said, it's our job as a team to make sure it doesn't end up in the hands of the referees. So at the end of the day, the Dragons needed to do more to make sure it didn't end up in the hands of the ref, and it didn't end up coming down to a call like that. But that flagrant foul call that we saw moments ago, that is going to be the difference in this one. I just don't think the Dragons will have enough time to pull it out now. They got back to a 3-point game. And then those 4 points that the Bears were able to put on the board right after that kind of killed the hope that the Dragons had built for themselves. There's a chance, but it's going to take a miracle at this point. 47-42, the score on the big board. The Dragons will have one more timeout after this. I'll tell you, one of those numbers that you look on the board that tell the story of this fourth quarter is 4. 4 fouls committed by this Bears team, and they have done a tremendous job over the last 2-3 minutes of playing defense without fouling, because remember, they got very, very close to the bonus about midway through this fourth quarter, and it looked like the foul line was going to play a major factor in the Dragons' comeback efforts, and it certainly did, just not the way we thought it was going to be, or at least not the way the Dragons were hoping it would be. Dragons will have it on an inbound. Dragons got to get that ball in. 3. And it's banked in. Oh, my. Christmas came early in the form of that 3 off the glass. And now the Bears will have to sweat a little bit. Man, where would the Dragons be if it wasn't for that flagrant call? If it was just a regular foul call, it would have just put the Bears at the line. But the trip to the line with possession, tough break. As we see the action starting to come to an end on center court, the action around the court starting to pick up a little bit as these two teams are not the end of the action today. Oh my, a turnover! Forget the miracle on 34th Street. Are we about to witness the miracle at the Castle? 4 seconds left. They got the turnover they needed. Can they get the basket they needed? 21 seconds. Jumper, no good. They get it right back. 3-pointer, no good. And that is all she wrote probably for the Hope. It was shiny. It was glimmering. But it was Cuban Sarconian. Not everything that glitters is fish scale. They will fall just a few minutes short of a fourth quarter comeback once again. The Howard Dragons, what an effort they put together here this weekend during the Christmas basketball extravaganza, but they are going to be coming out 0 for 2 this weekend. Certainly a tough break. Though they're not going to go down without an effort, without trying. 10 seconds left. They'll take the final timeout. They'll talk strategy just one more time. Tough break here for the Dragons because that's their final timeout. So even if they get a basket right here, they can't stop the clock again. So they got to figure out what to do here, then, and after. It's in a prolonged strategy session. So if we get a basket here, this is what we're going to do. First, they got to get the basket. Turn and shoot. Off the front iron, and the Bears will hold on for the final. The final score in game number 1, 53-45. The Harcum Bears put together a solid second half effort, and they see the other end of the comeback trail. They will leave the Castle 2-0, and the Dragons will be leaving the Castle 0-2. Stick around for game number 2 here on Sunday, as the Union Owls look for revenge against the CCBC Essex Knights. They lost to the Knights earlier this season at home in an overtime thriller. Now they've got a chance to play spoiler on the Knights' home turf. Tip-off for that one is at 2 o'clock. Aaron Thomas Until next time, saying good afternoon, good evening, and good night.